When we think about some of the most dominant offenses of all time, one of the common teams that keeps popping up is the San Antonio Spurs. People are often mesmerized at how effective their ball movement is. In today's video, we are going to break down why San Antonio's offense was so effective and how they were so good at using it. Before we get into it though, if you do like these type of videos, make sure to subscribe and leave a like, and also leave a comment of what you want to see me break down next. Let's get into the video. The first part of their offense that we need to get into is their ability to create advantages. Any good offense you watch does a really good job of creating advantages, maintaining these advantages, and then capitalizing on these advantages to get easy, high quality, efficient shots. So the Spurs use a lot of two-man actions to start the offense. So in their half-court offense, if they don't have anything in transition, they'll use some sort of two-man action, maybe three-man action, but something like a pick and roll, a handoff, a get, maybe an away screen, something to get an advantage. And this advantage usually comes in the case of a numbers advantage. So they are creating a 2-on-1, a 3-on-2, somewhere where they have the advantage in numbers over the defense. Other advantages that are used more spontaneously are speed advantages. So attacking at a high speed, so on a closeout maybe, or attacking in transition. Another form is mismatches, so in the paint or on the perimeter. And then the final form is momentum advantages, so attacking on a closeout, or when the defense is moving at you really fast and using that momentum against the defense. Another way the Spurs are super good at creating advantages and getting these easy, high efficient shots is by getting the ball into the paint. They get these paint touches, usually off a two-man action, where the big man rolls, cuts, gets the ball in the paint. This collapses the defense because they're forced to help, and then it leads to the big man being able to make either a dump down to another big man or a cutter, or a kick out pass to the weak side where the help defense just came from. This leads to super easy, high quality shots, and is one of the big reasons the Spurs and other teams are good at creating these advantages. It's a super easy way to create advantages. So we talked about how the Spurs create their advantages through like the two-man actions, the paint touches, and how that's kind of the first domino of to fall. But to keep those dominoes falling, to get these high quality, efficient shots that the Spurs want, they have to maintain their advantages. And to maintain their advantages, they use one main principle, and this is half-second decisions. And any good offense you watch with good ball movement, with like the Spurs or the Warriors, half-second decisions is one of the biggest philosophies you will see. What it means is when a player catches the ball, they don't hold it. Notice how in all these clips of the Spurs, you never see a player just hold it and stop. This kills offenses. We want to play fast and we want to flow through our offense, not get stagnant and rely on ISOs and other things like that. We want to play with energy, with speed, create these advantages, and maintain it. So with half-second decisions, they are making these decisions as quickly as possible, and before they even catch the ball, they know where it is going next. So another reason they're so good at maintaining their advantages is because of their spacing, off-ball movement, and flow. So spacing is so good because everybody is constantly moving for the most part. Big thing with this kind of offense is you don't want to over move and clog up the offense, but they are moving so that they are staying in space. So if one player is driving towards them, they might go in the opposite direction. If one player is driving away from them, they might fill that space. All of this is to create ideal spacing. Off-ball movement also includes cuts. So with this offense, it creates chaos. Defense is out of position. They don't know what's going on maybe at every second. So When offense sees maybe their defender with their back turned, this is a great time for 45 cuts or ghost cuts. And the other part of this is their flow. So their ability to flow from one action to another. So you will see when they're trying to create the initial advantage, then when they can get the dominoes continue to fall, where they're maintaining the advantage with like half-second decisions, they will flow from action to action to get that initial advantage. So you might see a pick and roll into a handoff, into a down screen, whatever they have to do to get a advantage. And now this is never scripted. They will see if they have an advantage or not, and if they don't, then they will flow into another action. The final point here is their shot selection. And now this could be talked about at the start, but this is basically what their goal is. What their goal is when they cross half court and what they're looking to capitalize on after they create the advantage, maintain it, and then they capitalize on it. This is usually done with catch and shoot open threes or layups and dunks. Now you will sometimes see mid-range jumpers, but these are usually by the big men who might not have range past that point, and they are usually wide open catch and shoot. So this is still a quality shot for them, but at the most part, we want to keep it out to the three-point line. This helps create space. And then we also want to get layups because these are high quality. Another thing you will see with their offense is that they pass up good shots for great shots because they know that they can get better things and not settle for a mediocre shot. Okay, so finally here, if we look at some clips and we start to put everything together that we just talked about, so the dominoes and how knocking over the first domino is creating the advantage, and then to keep the dominoes falling, we're maintaining the advantage through our off-ball movement, our spacing, our flow from trigger to trigger, and most importantly, our half-second decisions. So you watch all of these clips and start to think critically about them and start to put things together, you will see all of these themes that we talked about constantly happening, where they're getting their paint touches, they're creating that initial advantage, maintaining that advantage, and then finishing that advantage with a high quality shot. So if you want to start taking your game to the next level and be a team player that can fit into any system on any team, then start taking some of these ideas and implementing them into your game. That's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to check out our other videos and make sure to subscribe, leave a like, and drop a comment on what you want to see me break down next. See you in the next one.